beautiful souls, Calista here, founder of the Unicorn Healing Program, and this is clip number 4, answering the questions and queries that have flowed in about the Unicorn Healing System. So the next question is, do unicorns have sacred symbols associated to them, and can we work with these symbols to increase our connection to our celestial guides? Yes, there are symbols, and it's something that we haven't talked much about in the manual of the program, and I really feel that there will be an evolution of that manual soon. I find that every couple of months, say every 6 months, there's an update to all the teaching courses that I have the honour and privilege of bringing forward: the Angel System, the Angel Healing Program, the Atlantean Crystal Healing Program, the Unicorn Healing System. And this is because human consciousness is continuing to evolve at a rate of knots, and nothing can stay the same. Truth is never fixed, it's always flexible, and it depends on where we are. And knowledge always has to be evolved, doesn't it? Because we're evolving it through our experiences. We're now in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of wisdom accrued through experience, not wisdom accrued through intellect or book learning. It's what we're living and breathing that becomes our truth. So therefore, it would be illogical to say that this is the way it's always going to be. It's not. It will continue to develop. So what was the question? The sacred symbols. Yes, and I feel that there will be many more sacred symbols that will come forward, but the one that they're showing me right now, of course, is the etheric horn that they give to us in the system, but also, and I'm getting as well, if you're not part of the system, you can also ask for that as well. You don't have to be part of this course. You can ask to receive your etheric horn of light, which is very much part of your soul anyway, to receive that. And this represents their horn, the spiral, that spiral of consciousness that either clockwise rotates into the body or moves in an anti-clockwise rotation away from the body or away from the planet to remove energy, very much like a way like a crystal wand works, clockwise in, anti-clockwise out. And this spiral is also indicative of where consciousness is going, because time's not linear. If time was anything, it's a spiral. It spirals. We're continuing to, with every incarnation, we reach new ground. This is why we choose to come forward in a physical reality. We're here to learn and grow. So if you imagine, what are they called? Tornadoes. If you imagine the way our soul is like a tornado, like a vortex, and every time we come into a life, we accrue new things, new facets, new understanding, and we just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So this spiral shows us that that's where we are. This is our evolution, and we're just continuing always to expand, but also to contract and go up and go down, and every way there's not one linear path of ascension. We spiral. The other sign that comes forward is the infinity sign, you know, the figure of 8. And the infinity sign I've talked about before in angelic videos, and this is a symbol that will come into the Angel Healing Program. If we, let me just draw it. If we look at an infinity symbol, it's a little bit lopsided, but bear with me. It has 2 poles, and then it has an intersect point right in the middle. So we're coming into, our soul comes into this polarized life, comes into Mother Earth. We knew before we incarnated that we would live a life experience between both of these poles. One is positive and one is negative. Basically duality, if you like. One you could say is light and one you could say is dark. Now where the unicorns take us is right here. They bring us into the intersect point of what's called neutrality. They help us to ascend above the poles of positive and above the poles of negative, and they take us into our heart center, our true center of being. It doesn't matter where a person is living, what reality they're living, whether they're a villain, whether you would see them as dark and negative, or whether they're an angel and living a really virtuous life. It doesn't matter. To the eyes of a unicorn, to the eyes of any non-physical being, they do not judge. The only person that judges is us, and through our human conditionings and patterns. So the reason that the unicorns bring forward the sign of the infinity is to help to bring us into balance. And I'm sitting doing this, this mudra, if you like, this posture with our hands in prayer position, helps us to come to that intersect point. It balances both the right and left hemisphere of the brain. Sometimes people can class that as negative and positive. I don't really like that duality, but you could say that one is very much flowing and intuitive, and the other is structured and logical. So you could say that one is masculine and feminine, and what the unicorns do is they help to balance both. So anytime we work with our hands like this, which we do in the Unicorn Healing Program, we always start the healing session or meditation like this, and we close it as well, is we're saying to ourselves, as well as bringing all our nerves, all our energy channels of our body, the hemispheres of our brain, we're bringing everything into that balance, into that point of neutrality, that point of non-judgment and complete awareness, complete alignment to who we are. We no longer become just the physical self with all its stories and dramas. We merge back into our source, our truth of all that we are. We come into alignment of our clairvoyance, our audience, our sentience, all those gifts that sometimes we can feel and perceive are out with us, that we have to strive to achieve, but really they're in us all the time. So even just sitting with your hands in prayer position, taking them down to your heart, connecting your thumbs into your heart center, and just breathing. Just breathing for a few moments, you'll know yourself how quickly that helps to take you from the dramas, from the projections, from the stories of whatever your mind's conjuring up or whatever has been impressed upon you from others, and it takes you into your true heart, your true center of knowing. Just as the infinity symbol does. And this is a symbol I would suggest you meditate on, you bring yourself into it, even seeing yourself in the intersect point. Wow. I think that would be a great exercise to do, and just let yourself sit there. There's a podcast that I will share next week as part of the radio show that I do every fortnight, called the Soul Ascension Show, and the particular podcast that's going to go out is called Taking the Fear Out of Fear, and I will talk specifically about light and dark concepts and about duality and ways to bring you back into that intercept. So I guide you to go and watch that video if you want to know more about the symbols and the geometry and how practically we can apply that into our life. But for now, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.